Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi my loves, it's Destin Choice, and watching Choice TV. So today I decided to make a nice little midnight snack and cook myself some dinner and get on here and make an unpopular opinions that I know is going to trigger a lot of people, but of course a little chill unpopular opinions for my second channel. Some unpopular opinions that I couldn't squeeze into my old unpopular opinions, and I pretty much wanted to get on here and piss you guys off real quick because you guys know my last video I lost damn near over 650 followers, and I feel like I could lose a couple more. So today I'm gonna be making some nice little chicken and give my popular opinions. Whoever is giving Tyler Perry money to write these dumbass TV shows needs to stop giving him money. Tyler Perry is a terrible TV show writer. Some of the worst content I've ever seen in my life. I tried watching that show, The Oval Office. He had me for like the first 10 episodes and then he lost me. He literally lost me. And then for some reason my ass made it all the way to season 4 and he keeps losing me. It's like whenever I watch Tyler Perry shows, I just can't help but hate watch it. On top of that, the actors on the show are just so attractive, but they're so terrible. They lack chemistry. It just seems like everything is rushed. And then for some reason, every time I watch a Tyler Perry show, I feel like the characters are always being written off. Like one minute you'll see a character talking about robbing the bank. The next minute it's a whole other storyline about some character trying to save the world from a nuclear bomb. Like who the fuck is writing this shit?
Feeling like an animal with these cameras all in my grill. Flashing lights.
Clearly Tyler Perry. Whoever's giving Tyler Perry money to write this shit needs to genuinely stop because I'm really tired of his TV shows. His movies are whatever, but his TV shows are 100% a dub. And no, let me just pause real quick. Before all y'all gonna ask me, oh, why don't you wash your chicken? Why don't you wash your chicken? I'm not washing my fucking chicken. It's unnecessary.
But a new study from the U.S. Department of Agriculture has a definitive answer. Don't do it.
The sink can be a source of cross-contamination.
Using test kitchens, the USDA observed test subjects cooking chicken thighs, then preparing a salad. When subjects washed the chicken,
I just feel like it's cleaner.
26% transferred bacteria to the ready-to-eat lettuce. Most didn't even attempt to clean the sink in between, but even when they did, 14% were still contaminated. Black lights show how far bacteria traveled.
How many times are you peeling a vegetable, you drop it in the sink, and you just pick it up and go on, and so at that point you've cross-contaminated your vegetables.
Millions of Americans are sickened by foodborne illness every year, resulting in an average 128,000 hospitalizations and 3,000 deaths.
Martha Stewart said that washing your chicken was unnecessary. So my next unpopular opinion is cayenne pepper. It is not that deep. The transgender won Miss Universe.
From now on, it's gonna be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women really around the world to celebrate the power of feminism.
So is it technically a win for feminism? The pageant industry, whether you agree with it or not, is yet another female space that is being encroached on by biological males, and instead of calling it out and saying that this is what's happening, people are just cheering it on. And if people think that's a win for feminism, then I guess much like the definition of woman, the definition of feminism has drastically changed.
If you guys didn't know, there's been a lot of controversy all over the internet, because if you guys didn't know, recently America aired Miss Universe. And Miss Universe is basically a pageant show where a whole bunch of beautiful women from all over the world, different countries, compete to be Miss Universe. This stirred a lot of controversy because a lot of people were just like, what the fuck? This is a nigga. But to be honest with you, it's not that fucking deep. I mean, let's be honest. Like, do y'all even watch that bullshit anyways? I didn't even know that shit was airing until it already had aired. None of us, Black Pepper, even like watch that shit. So like the fact that none of us even watch that shit and the fact that conservatives are so upset about it, it's like who the fuck cares? Man, get a little nigga his crown back. These award shows are stupid. Asafoetida, very powerful Indian spice. It's basically a blend of garlic and onion powder, but it's very own spice, very powerful, and this shit will stink up your fucking cabinet, so be careful. Most of y'all, oh my god, don't even watch that bullshit anyways. So, let the transgender win. I mean, I get it. At the end of the day, a lot of people say that this is an erasure for women, and they say that this is like wrong because women are being erased, and men are taking over, female dominated sports and female dominated categories, honey. And it's not fair, and how can they do that, and why would they do that, and why would they do this, and they should do this instead. Who the fuck cares? You don't even no one watches that shit. No one watches that shit. Let the transgender win. At the end of the day, trans women are women too, technically. So let the transgender win. Let the transgender have that shit. It's like the show has been on for over 50, 60 years, and over 60 women have already won the award throughout decades. Like, it's literally been on air since the fucking 1970s, since the late 1960s. There are so many women who have won from all over the world, from all shades to the lightest shade to the darkest shade, to the biggest, to the skinniest, to the slimmest. And one transgender wins and the whole world stops. It is not that fucking deep. It is not that serious. And that's all I'm going to say. Now we're going to mix it with some tongs. Very nice. Very nice. Anywho, these dumbass ski masks that kids nowadays are wearing are fucking ridiculous and very stupid. Let me tell you something. Every time I see young men wearing these ski masks, I cringe and damn near have a panic attack, because I'm just like, bitch, you're going to fucking die. You're gonna get yourself killed, because these masks only became popular during around 2012, but I've seen they've risen in popularity since like 2017, 2018, because a lot of these rappers that a lot of us glorify, who are, by the way, criminals and thugs, popularized wearing these ski masks, because a lot of them wear these ski masks before they were famous, when they were actually robbing and killing and doing heinous crimes. A lot of these rappers who popularized this ski mask style are thugs and criminals, and then a lot of youngins are emulating this shit, wearing it and thinking that it's cool. This shit is not cool at all. This trend needs to stop, and I really, really wish a lot of young men, especially young black men, would stop wearing these ski masks, like on the New York City subway or out in the streets of Los Angeles. Like, don't wear this shit. Like, I know this is trendy for a lot of people, and it's like cute and it's cool and it's the thing that a lot of youngins like, but no, do not wear this shit. Like, it's just dangerous. It's like you're setting yourself up for failure, and you're gonna cause yourself to just be in problems that you don't want. You're gonna bring the wrong type of attention. My next unpopular opinion is, I do not curse that much. My profanity is very moderate at best. It's average at best. My parents watch your videos. Could you please minimize the cursing? Fuck you and your parents. I'm not minimizing shit. Celebrities who complain about fame and popularity are very lame and corny.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I could do what they do, But it's like, that's not me. I don't want my picture taken. I don't want people to see what outfit I'm wearing. Every time there's paparazzi, I cover my face.
Some people are born for this life and some people aren't, and I just know I'm not supposed to be famous. Like, I can feel it deep down inside.
Fame is disgusting, horrible, gross, throw up, blah. But the reason that all of that is worth it is so that I can do these shows.
Bitch, no one's forcing you to be here. Oh God, this fame, and oh my God, everybody in my business. Bitch, people are only in your business because you post about it on social media. People are only in your business because your dumbass is posting shit on your story all the time. Out of sight, out of mind. If you don't want to be famous or known and popular, get your ass off the fucking internet and go live a regular fucking life and go get a regular job. People complain about being famous and stardoms and celebrities and, oh, they pick us apart all the time. Get your ass off the internet and go be a fucking mole person and go live underground. No one's forcing you to post your life on the internet, but you need to, considering that this is the bulk of your income. You rely on relevancy to keep the bills moving and to keep the wheels spinning. Like, a lot of these celebrities are so fucking lame and corny. Like, what? Complaining about being famous and fame and this, like, get your ass off the fucking internet. I promise you, the rest of the world generally doesn't give a fuck about you. When they see you, they mention you. But when they don't see you, they don't give a fuck about you. You think a lot of us sit up here and think about fucking Kylie Jenner all fucking day? No, you think a lot of us are up here like, oh my God, Kris Jenner got a new car. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. None of us give a fuck. No one cares. Like, get the fuck off the internet and go live a regular fucking life and get off social media. And I promise you, the rest of the world would genuinely forget that you even existed within a couple of years. If you went missing, people generally wouldn't even realize it or notice it unless the media went reporting it. Stop complaining about fame and popularity. It's not that deep. This is the life you chose. You chose to be famous. You chose to be popular. You chose to put yourself out there. If you don't want to be famous, simply unplug. Rap lyrics should not be used in court. It's unfair, unreasonable, and it's wrong as fuck. Now, if y'all didn't know, the rapper Young Thug currently got tied up in gang activity because Young Thug actually is a thug and a criminal, and he definitely deserves to be locked up. But if y'all didn't know, on Monday, May 9th, Young Thug was taken into custody after his home was raided by law officials, and police took him to the Fulton County Jail located in Georgia, where he was charged with conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influence Act as far as drug trafficking, murder, armed robbery, possession of a controlled substance, and illegal weapons that he and people around him had no business having. However, the court and prosecutors have been making waves all over social media because they've been reading his rap lyrics in court and using that as a means of evidence. And for some reason, the state of Georgia is allowing this to be used as evidence as they're trying to prosecute him. They have virtually not as much evidence as they could to give him enough time. They have a decent amount of evidence to get him in for a couple of years, but they're really trying to get this dude in for like 20 plus years. They're really trying to knuckle down on him because Young Thug and many other rappers and celebrities have something called money and fame privilege. If you have money and fame, it's easy to make a lot of court cases disappear. It's easy to settle things, or it's easy to use the powers that be that you're connected to make things go away. But unfortunately, Fulton County and the police department is trying to make sure everything is airtight. So they're using his rap lyrics of him, confessing to putting his hands on people, confessing to intimidating witnesses, confessing to, getting his team and, ripping up on people and beating people up so they won't confess to the police. They're using this against him. And to be honest, even though he is a thug and a criminal, just like most rappers a lot of us glorify and listen to, I don't think rap lyrics should be used. Yeah, lock his ass up if he did some shit, but find some reputable evidence other than fucking rap lyrics. Why use his rap lyrics to indict him when you already got a decent amount of evidence to get him in jail for a couple of years, and you already got enough of the people that he was working with to snitch? Now, we're going to cook the chicken. Ooh. Take the gloves off so that we're safe. My next unpopular opinion is this. Beyonce's album, I have nothing negative to say. It was an okay album, but I really wish people would stop playing that shit. To be honest with you, the album was just okay, and that's it. And I really hate that I have to hear every single fucking song at every function. I really hate that everywhere I go, every party, every bar, every get-together, they're playing that entire album. If I hear Fuck Up the Night one more time, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. So now we're gonna put this in the little air fryer pan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof. Ooh. I'm gonna put it on 400. Okay, so we're gonna put this shit on 400, and then we're gonna change the setting to chicken, and then press play. We're gonna let this shit cook.
20 minutes later.
It's so damn annoying to hear Beyonce's album everywhere I go because I never even stream that shit. So to hear it all the time on repeat is very annoying. My next unpopular opinion is SZA looked a little rough around the edges before the surgery. SZA 100% needed that surgery. If you guys didn't know, SZA looks very different compared to how she looks now, roughly 8 years ago. SZA has been in the music industry since 2011, and she's been popping since like 2012. But I will say that SZA got really, really popping around 2017, 2018. And during 2017, 2018 is when a lot of people see the SZA we see now. But what y'all don't realize is before we saw the SZA we see now, SZA looked a lot like this. And she looked crazy as fuck and a little rough around the edges. And if you look closely at her face, she wasn't an ugly girl, but she definitely sharpened her cheeks, and she definitely removed some fat and definitely sharpened her face to basically make her face have more of a sharper, skinnier look. And basically she looks really, really good. You know, minus the whole BBL and the whole breast implants, like that's besides the point. SZA is a 10, a solid 10. Oof, this shit look burnt as fuck. But it's okay, because we'll just add a little bit of parsley on it to make it look a little pretty. Throw some parsley on it, make it look pretty. See? Now it looks bomb. But this is why I'm pro get under the knife if necessary. Please, for the love of God, do not tip a cashier. I'll tip people in the back who actually did the cooking, but I'm not going to fucking tip a bitch who handed me a plastic bag with food in it. No. At the end of the day, you are not getting shit. Get that shit out my face. I'm not tipping a cashier. I'll tip everybody else who actually does something, but cashiers are hell no. My next unpopular opinion is Tay-K should have never got life in prison. Now, don't get me wrong. The shit Tay-K did, Tay-K was on some evil ass shit. Tay-K was a very popular rapper, if you guys didn't know, back in 2017. And basically, he got very famous for making a whole song about how he basically was on house arrest, got off of house arrest, and basically decided to go commit a shit ton of crimes, even though he was already on probation at 17, 16 years old.
In his first court appearance, since he was captured by U.S. Marshals last month, the juvenile court judge decided that he should be held here in the jail with the adults, where hashtags and millions of video views won't have much influence. In his video for The Race, Tay-K-47 raps about shooting someone, trying to beat the case, and then when he can't, running. The video has more than 2 million views since it posted after Tamor McIntyre was captured last month.
They don't connect a person to those actions. And it's not just humanity, there's no empathy.
Richard and Roberta Walker's son Ethan was the victim in a Mansfield murder McIntyre is charged with. After he was first arrested last year, a juvenile court judge released him. He cut off an ankle monitor and has since been connected to more crimes, including a violent robbery in Arlington. McIntyre ever so slightly rolled his head to the side as a judge announced his 55-year prison sentence for the murder of Ethan Walker. The decision came 2 years after Tay-K rapped in his song The Race that there was a case he couldn't beat.
I think it was part of a career move that went wrong.
The song was certified platinum for the 19-year-old, but prosecutors argued it was also an example of the teen's character. They urged the jury to consider it when deciding on a sentence for the 2016 home invasion and robbery where Walker was killed. And afterward, Walker's parents said every lyric had their son's blood on it.
Every time we look up, it seems like we're seeing news about the song, seeing praise about the song, and seeing you literally dancing on Ethan's grave. But you've gotten enough attention.
McIntyre's defense team, which helped him avoid a life sentence, argued that though the song was offensive, it was art. They were pushing for nothing longer than a 20-year deal other teens received in the case, but the jury saw it differently.
You're still here. You're still here. My son is gone. He's a box of ashes sitting in my living room. He's gone.
Now, him making a song about it was really, really bad because not only did they have evidence of him doing all these horrible, heinous crimes and being attached to a whole murder, he also made a song about it, gloated about it, bragged about it, and the song became a huge hit all over social media, garnered hundreds of millions of streams, and became a really, really big hit back in 2018. And to be honest with you, Tay-K's ass is an evil ass fuck. He's a sick fuck and a criminal. But then again, The dude was a teenager. Tay-K was a whole teenager doing all these horrible things because his family was gang affiliated. He had no type of guidance growing up. He had no type of family around him to ground him and keep him, you know, closed off from a bad crap. Ooh, this shit heavy as fuck. He had no type of good guidance around him to keep him grounded or good people around him to make him, you know, a better person. So I get why he ended up so fucked up in the head, because he really was fucked up in the head. But if you guys didn't know, back in 2018, he got his sentencing, and the world pretty much went crazy because he ended up getting 50 years to life. So Tay-K won't even be eligible for probation up until he's like in his late 60s, early 70s. That is horrible. So he's basically going to spend his entire life in prison. And the reason I'm bringing Tay-K up now after all these years is because if you guys didn't know, Tay-K recently tweeted something from prison basically stating this. Now, I really don't understand why prisoners even have phones in general, but here's a lot of what Tay-K had to tweet. He tweeted, "I'm at war with Finn," basically implying that he's struggling with his mental health. Then he tweets, "They're literally treating me like a ferret in here." Follow that up with, "I really just need one chance at adulthood." It's really unfortunate because, again, he got locked up at 16, right when he was going on 17, and got charged as an adult. Then he tweeted, "I bet if I was a little white kid, they wouldn't have gave me no 55 years for a crime I was alleged to play the most insignificant role when I was 16. They would have rightfully argued that my mind wasn't fully developed and gave me rehabilitation and a first chance at adulthood." Then he tweeted the following, stating this: "One of my co-defendants was a white girl who was 16, just like me. They didn't certify her as an adult, but they certified me and Pimp being one of his friends, as adult. Pimp got 30, I got 55. She ended up getting 10 years of probation without any deal at all, and that girl is at home right now." So he basically made it clear that this is definitely a thing of him being poked at because of racism, and to be honest, I agree with him. He basically got sentenced to life in prison as a 17-year-old. That's terrible. A whole teenager got life in prison, and like, people think that this shit is fucking normal. Like, I get it. He was attached to a murder. I get it. He's a fucking thug and a criminal, and he is involved with assaulting people, and he wasn't the best kid. He did horrible things. But considering his background and considering all these fucking school shooters who be bringing up they fucking guns to school and shit and bang banging and shooting this shit up, they be getting like less than 20 years in prison. Some of them get like mental health evaluations, a psych ward, they get thrown in jail, and then they're able to probably get out of jail like within 2 decades, and then the whole world gives them a slap on the wrist. But Tay-K gets like fucking life in prison. He has a point when he says that if he had lighter skin, he'd probably get a slap on the wrist because he didn't get a chance to live his life yet. He literally didn't even get a chance to experience what it's like to be 18, live your life, go to college. If not go to college, experience the fruits of his labor, because he became a really hot rapper while he was locked up and in trouble for bragging about, you know, being tied to murders and being tied to assaulting people and being tied to criminal activity at 17, 18 years old. He didn't get a chance to live his 20s. He didn't get a chance to live his life. Now Tay-K is currently in prison. The kid is literally, 21, 22 years old, because he's been in prison for like damn near 4.5 years. And he hasn't got a chance to live his life. He's probably not even the same person he was when he entered jail, because we all know our problem-solving skills starts to develop by the time you turn 21, 22. So to see this man, see this young man get thrown into jail, they throw the whole book at him. To this day, I just don't think it's appropriate for teenagers to get life in prison. I don't give a fuck what they did. Shot up a school, murdered somebody, did some raping shit. I don't think it's appropriate for teenagers to get life in prison. I just don't think that's okay. Tay-K did not deserve life in prison, and he had a good ass fucking point that if he was a white guy, he probably would have got minimal time. He was a fucking thug and a criminal, and his ass deserves to be in jail. But fucking 50 years to life? Maybe 15 years, maybe 20 years at most, and let him get out when he's like 35. But to say that he's not eligible for parole until he's like fucking 68, 70, that is horrible. That is so fucked up that the legal system in America is like this. But hey, now this is going to rub a lot of people the wrong way who are entrepreneurs, but I have to say this. If you are an entrepreneur or creative that gets a lot of your clients on social media, whether you're a graphic designer, an artist, a makeup artist, a hairstylist, a nail tech, a chef on the internet, you are not entitled to be tagged. Take the money, shut the fuck up, and accept the fact that you got business. If your client does not want to post you and tag you, shut the fuck up and take the money. It is not that serious. Photographers, graphic designers, artists, nail techs, hairstylists, it is not that serious. Because some people value their social media to the point where if you want promo and they have a big following, let them do it out of the kindness of their hearts if they want to, if they like your service and they like you. Don't feel obligated or entitled to a tag, because some people actually pay you for your service, and guess what? That should be that. But no one is entitled to tag you just because they did a service for you. Because guess what? They did the service for you, you charged them, they paid you, and now they tag you, and that brings you probably 7 new customers on average. So you just made way more money off of them, and you expect some people to just be okay with that. The fact that they should just tag you just because they should tag you. If someone doesn't want to tag you, get the fuck over it. It is not that serious. They paid for a service. You charge it for a service. It is, however, different though. They said, hey, give me this, and then if you give me a free service, I'll tag you. That's different. But if they literally paid like they're an actual customer, you're not entitled to a tag. I get it. You can get more customers and more clientele that way. But at the end of the day, if you want to be tagged, let them do it out of the genuine kindness of their heart. Or how about this? You shut the fuck up, you take the money, and if you want promo on somebody's page, you pay them for promo. Therapy is not for everyone, but everyone needs to fucking go get diagnosed immediately by a psychiatrist if they are exhibiting behavior that's holding them back. If you are a chronic procrastinator to the point where it's literally crippling your life, if you literally have sat on your ass for years and haven't done anything with your life to the point where you're using depression as an excuse for the past 3, 4, 5 years, you need to go get diagnosed and a self-evaluation. You don't have to go to therapy. You don't have to go get meds, but you need to figure out what the fuck is wrong with you so that way you can figure out what you need to do next to rectify the issues you have going on within yourself. Go get diagnosed. You don't have to go to therapy because I don't believe therapy is for everybody, but you need to go get diagnosed by an actual psychiatrist who will evaluate you and tell you what you need to do, and that way you can decide how to move forward, because it's easy to fix an issue when you're self-aware. If you still give your kids Lunchables, you need your ass whooped and you need a mental health evaluation. Honestly, the Hodge twins would be huge mainstream comedians if they asses did not come out as conservative. If y'all didn't know, the Hodge twins are very popular YouTubers on YouTube, and they've been successful on YouTube for a very long time. I've been watching them since 2014, and they've been popular on YouTube since 2011. They've gone viral for their comedic advice videos, giving their opinions on stuff, their reaction videos, and much more. However, back in 2016, when Trump got elected, they came out as conservative and they started making conservative content, and those videos started going viral. And it got to a point where they started being so right-wing with their opinions that they even got blackballed, and a lot of comedy shows didn't even want to book them anymore.
You can see it that way. They think we're sellouts, and I just wanted to give blacks, people of color, just an alternative, outlook on. You don't necessarily have to be a Democrat or liberal just because of your skin color.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like before we came out politically, like when we go to a comedy show, it was like a good mix.
Yeah.
Now
it's a melting pot.
Yeah, it's a melting pot.
It was America.
Yeah. Well, now we go there, it's like a Van Halen concert. There's no black people there.
Yeah.
That's the whole point we came out.
Yeah.
But
It's to help black.
oh well. Now you see why black people are so effed up in this country. You can't think.
You start to sound like a white supremacist.
Fun fact, if you were invited to walk into a room full of strangers and everyone starts acting weird or closed off the minute you walk in, ask yourself this: who's the closest person to you in that room? Who invited you to that room? Is it a party? Is it a get-together? Is it a dinner party? Is it something? Ask yourself who invited you in that room and who is the closest person to you in that room, and look at how they're acting. more than likely, everyone acts different around you because the person that invited you in that room speaks about you differently to other people. And they act differently when they're around other people compared to when they're around you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but telling someone you lost weight is not a compliment. Just tell them they look great. There is nothing wrong with kissing your child on the mouth up until they turn 10. After that child is 10, you just fucking weird. You just a weird ass motherfucker and you need psychological help. You need to forgive your parents and you need to forgive your ex. I get it. They fucked you over. They did you hella dirty. But your parents and your ex are just fucking stupid, didn't know any better. And yes, they might have traumatized you, did dumb shit. And yes, they were old enough to know better. But they're not going to apologize. Accept the fact that you're never going to get an apology and move the fuck on, because holding a grudge does nothing to them, but does more to you. It holds you back, and it's like carrying a whole bunch of bullshit on your back that you don't want to carry on your back. Elon Musk may be a genius, but let's be honest, Elon Musk is very problematic in terms of his involvement with the New World Order. Let's be honest. Once you started gassing up how we should all invest into some cryptocurrencies and these dumbass cryptos that, you know, aren't even really valuable, all of a sudden, people pour their life savings into all these cryptocurrencies that he was hyping up. And then on top of that, he glamorizes his social media to the point where a lot of us immediately pour into Tesla, and a lot of us only pour into it because of the hype of it. Elon Musk is very popular, he's charming, he has a British accent, and he's definitely an innovator. But he's also going to be the reason why robots take over the world and why everywhere we go, wages will suffer, because now all the major jobs will be taken over by machines who don't need benefits or paid leave. Let's be honest, if you guys actually travel or go to places like Japan or Korea, or maybe go to some parts of New York City, or go to some parts of Las Vegas or Houston, or even some parts of the Caribbean, you'll see that a lot of robots are taking over hotel jobs. There are robots that are taking over as TSA agents. There's fucking robot dogs, robot canines. There's cameras being built everywhere all over China. So now the police aren't even really necessary, where now they can literally track you down and give you a fine and lower your social credit score, which is basically your society score, which the lower it gets, the less privileges you get in society in China. It's like robots are going to take over the world. Elon Musk is kind of like pushing that in a way. And a lot of us don't really realize how problematic he really is. When we look at these movies like iRobot, where robots have taken over, taken on emotion, and society has been enslaved to a virtual reality where we're now all operating schools on Zoom, and we're now staying at home, and we see these robots working at airports, and we see these robots bringing us towels to our hotel.
Hey. And any backdrop. There you go. There's a selfie with any...
To the chip is wireless. So you have no wires poking out of your head. Very, very important. So it's basically Bluetooth to your phone.
Musk says Neuralink may help the human brain cure diseases and even reverse paralysis. Eventually, it could be used to connect with external devices.
With a high bandwidth brain-machine interface, I think we can actually go along for the ride. And we can effectively have the option of merging with AI.
Elon Musk may be this genius and he's this little charming guy with a little British accent, but he's very problematic, and he'll be the reason why the world turns into a big-ass iRobot movie. You know, I can really do a whole video about this. I've kind of already done a video about this, but that's a whole other video that I don't even think YouTube's ever going to let me really post or talk about. But how's that for this very controversial and triggering unpopular opinions? Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys also enjoy my chicken. Let me know what you guys think about my chicken. I made it look a little bit pretty. It's a little fucking burnt, but I made it look really, really pretty. And hope you guys enjoy this video as a whole. And let me try this shit real quick. This shit was just hot as fuck. I just wanted to make sure it cooled down first. But let's see. Overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Give your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And yeah, that's that. Enjoy the music. Choice out this bitch.
She's got a girl and she's on fire.
with the world magazine. She's got and it has oh, this girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire.